National Farmers Union President Tony Dechant has called the 1970 convention a turnaround convention. He called on the delegates in the nation to turn away from policies that have left the people of rural America in depleted communities, wasted towns, and with little hope. Responding to that call, Congressman Graham Purcell provided a most dramatic turnaround. The tall, lanky Texas Democrat set the stage for another head-to-head confrontation between Congress and the administration.
I think that we've waited long enough. I think it's time to pass a good farm bill, the best farm bill we can. And this, if necessary, and as best we can, despite the administration.
Purcell had thrown down the gauntlet. He had indeed fired the opening shot in the long battle to come. The call to arms had been sounded by Tony Dechant. Calling America sick with physical, social, and economic pollution, he laid the problem on the line.
If we do not cure the ills of agriculture, we cannot cure the ills of the rest of the nation.
The medicine to cure those ills had been promised in campaign rhetoric. Citing President Nixon's promise to give agriculture a new look, Dechant used his own metaphor to describe the administration's farm program.
It is a mini proposal concealed by a maxi statement.
Undaunted by the onslaught, Secretary of Agriculture Clifford Hardin took to the floor with a defense of the Nixon farm policy.
My colleagues and I feel very strongly that it's no time to consider a reduction in farm production and income payments.
Following that administration defense came an attack of administration fiscal policies. At the lead was Congressman Henry Royce, who called for reduced military spending, credit controls on banks, and a 6-month freeze on prices. The Wisconsin Democrat did not resist chiding present inflationary policies.
The administration's great war on inflation is being conducted with just two so-called weapons: the highest interest rates in 100 years and this business of throwing men out of work by slowing growth that I've already mentioned. And the trouble with these policies is that rather than cure inflation, they make inflation worse.
Change and continued strength was at the heart of action taken by convention delegates. In foreign affairs, delegates called on the administration to immediately withdraw from Southeast Asia, with the speed of the withdrawal governed only by the safety of our servicemen. Major attention was given to environmental conservation as the delegates demanded standards leading to the reduction of all forms of pollution. They reiterated their support of the California table grape boycott and their position favoring bargaining rights for farm producers and workers. This Farmers Union Convention called for a turning from policies and politics which endanger farm income and diminish the lure of the countryside. In one of the most dramatic moments of the convention, Tony Dechant symbolized the need for a great turnaround. Rural America, he said, is the country's new frontier, just as the entire nation represented a new frontier to the huddled masses of Europe at the turn of the century.
Europe's problems of another day have become our problems. The huddled masses yearning to breathe free are in our own cities. The time has come to erect a new Statue of Liberty. This one should be in the great heartland of rural America. Its message should be directed to the masses of our own cities.
An impossible dream. That's the heading given to a Denver Post editorial on Dechant's call to turn America around. But the word impossible has never been a part of the vocabulary of the great movements, the great parties, and the great men of our nation's history. This is Joe O'Neill speaking.